Hi, I'm Jordan. What you're about to see is InterOpsis, a sovereign cyber authority system designed for one specific condition. Not when everything is working, but when systems are degraded, contested, or actively compromised. Most cybersecurity approaches focus on prevention, some focus on detection. Very few are designed for what happens after control begins to break down. That is the problem space InterOpsis is built for. Today, I'm going to walk you through how it operates, not as a concept, but as a set of deployable expressions. Activate, Agent, Engine, and Live. Each one represents a different level of control in the same operational model. InterOpsis is not delivered as a single monolithic deployment. It is structured as a progression. And that progression matters, because different environments require different entry points. Activate is the lightest expression. It allows you to introduce doctrine into existing systems without changing architecture. Agent moves one step further. It introduces local enforcement at the execution layer. Engine is the full operational system where doctrine becomes the environment itself. And Live represents continuous operation, where the system is no longer reacting, but actively governing behavior in real time. So what you're about to see is not four different products, it's the same system, expressed at different levels of control. This is InterOpsis Activate, and the most important thing to understand here is nothing has been replaced. The existing system is still intact, the AI workflows are still running, the infrastructure has not changed. What InterOpsis is doing is sitting on top of that environment and applying doctrinal evaluation. What you're seeing on screen is a comparison. On one side, system behavior without doctrine, on the other, with doctrine applied. And what becomes visible very quickly is whether control is actually stable or whether it is drifting under the surface. That's what Activate answers. Not whether your system works, but whether it holds under pressure. Architecturally, Activate stays out of the system. It does not inject itself into execution paths. It does not modify logic. It does not create dependencies. Instead, it observes workflows, inputs, and outputs. It evaluates whether decisions remain bounded, and it surfaces where control weakens. That makes it extremely useful as a first step, because you can validate the relevance of InterOpsis without committing to a full deployment. It answers, do we actually have a control problem under degraded conditions, before forcing you to re-architect anything? This is where things shift. InterOpsis agent is no longer observing, it is enforcing. What you're seeing here are active interventions, commands being restricted, data flows being controlled, processes being evaluated in real time, and the key detail here is that this is happening locally. Not in a centralized system, not dependent on a cloud service, not dependent on a control plane. The agent exists at the point where actions actually occur, which means when higher level systems fail, control does not disappear. This diagram shows exactly how that works. The agent sits inside the environment, directly interacting with execution, data movement, and system behavior. It can operate independently, it can synchronize with a control system if one is available, but it does not require one to function. That distinction is critical, because in most incidents, the loss of central coordination is the failure point. The agent removes that as a single point of collapse. This is InterOpsis engine. At this level, we are no longer dealing with overlays or components. This is a full operational system. What you're seeing is a live environment segmented into multiple enclaves. One of those enclaves is compromised, and that is intentional, because this system is designed to be evaluated under stress. What matters is what happens next. The compromised enclave is isolated, it is contained, and most importantly, the rest of the system continues operating. Mission continuity is preserved, control is maintained. That is the core difference in approach. Instead of trying to prevent every failure, InterOpsis ensures that failure does not cascade. This visualization shows how that containment is achieved. Each zone you see here is an enclave, a controlled operational boundary. Communication between enclaves is governed, data movement is bounded, authority is enforced through policy. So when one enclave is compromised, the system doesn't rely on detection alone. It structurally prevents spread. That is what stops lateral movement. Not alerts, not dashboards, but enforced separation. When an event occurs, the system does not improvise. It follows a defined sequence. Detection occurs first. Then containment is applied. A decision is made under governed authority, and then an action is executed. Each step is controlled, each step is bounded, and each step is measurable. I'll repeat that because it's critical. Each step is controlled, each step is bounded, and each step is measurable. This is InterOpsis Live, and this is where the system becomes continuous. Everything you've seen so far. Detection, decision, action is now happening in real time. Events are streaming, responses are being executed automatically. And the system is adapting without losing control. This is not a demonstration environment, this is operational posture. This loop represents the core of live operation. Data is collected, analyzed, decisions are made. Actions are executed, and the system feeds back into itself continuously. There is no gap, no waiting phase. No respond later model. Control is persistent. This is where the distinction becomes clear. Before compromise, most systems look fine. During compromise, most systems struggle. Control fragments, decisions become inconsistent, risk spreads. InterOpsis changes what happens in that middle phase. During compromise, containment activates immediately, systems isolate, and operations continue in unaffected zones. That is the outcome this system is designed to produce. If this aligns with the environments your team is responsible for, the next step is a structured evaluation. That evaluation begins by identifying a relevant scenario, degraded conditions, contested environments, or AI-enabled workflows under stress. From there, the appropriate InterOpsis expression can be selected, activate agent or engine, and reviewed through a bounded operational walkthrough. No integration is required, no existing systems need to be changed. The objective is straightforward: to determine whether control, containment, and mission continuity actually hold under the conditions that matter most. For direct coordination or a focused walkthrough, contact Manuel Manny W. Lloyd at manny@manuelwlloyd.com.